Welcome to Live Daf, your online Daf Yomi Shir.
Shalom Aleichem, welcome back to today's Daf Yomi, Maseches Taanis, Daf Chaf Gimel. We are on Chaf Beis, Amud Beis, 2 lines from the bottom of the Amud. Tanu Rabbanan. We have a pasuk in Kriyas Shema. V'nosati geshmeichem bi'itam. Hashem says, I will provide your rains in their right time. Now, right time, it can take on 2 meanings. Properly spaced, and that it's going to come in the proper time, in the proper season. Says the Brisa, the first pshat is properly spaced, properly sequenced, not too much at once, not too little at a time. Loi shikura, not drunk, not oversaturated, not too much rain in a short period of time. V'loi tzmeya, not in a way that the land is thirsty, too little at a time. Ela b'neinis, somewhere in the middle, properly balanced, properly timed and sequenced rains. Shekol zman shegashamim merubin, because when there's too much rain at a time, too much in a short period of time, mitashtish in ha'aretz, it muddies, it oversaturates the ground, and ve'ena moitzia piris, in which case it can't really produce its produce. So the first pshat bi'ita means properly timed, properly spaced rains. Davar achar, another pshat bi'ita means in its right time, in a time when it's most convenient for people, when people aren't roaming the streets. B'leila reviyos, the nights of Wednesday, meaning Tuesday nights. U'b'leila Shabbos, Friday nights. What's special about these nights? Says Rashi on top. D'chsiv bi'itam. Zeu b'leila reviyos u'b'leila Shabbos. Dein torach l'bnei Adam. It's not a nuisance for people. De'enam hoilchem l'drachim. Nobody's on the roads during those nights. B'leila reviyos. Mipnei agras bas machas b'psachim. The Gemara Psachim speaks about a female shade by the name of Agras Bas Machas, who used to roam the streets with her 18,000 myriad, time 10,000 of Malachi Chabala and wreak havoc and cause harm. And once Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa met her in the street, says, "What are you doing here? Get away!" And he allowed her. She begged him, and he allowed her to take control of the streets only on Tuesday nights, Leila Reviyos and Leila Shabbos. So during those nights, people keep indoors for fear of encountering these mazikim, and therefore it's a good time for rain. Now you might ask, rain twice a week, that's not enough to produce results? Answers the Gemara, actually it is. It's not about quantity, it's about quality and bracha from Hashem Shekem Etzinu. Likewise we find B'nei Shimon Shatach, during his time, when Klal Yisrael were deserving of bracha. It only rained twice a week, and they achieved great results. The wheat kernels grew into the size of kidneys. Their barley like olive pits. Vadashim, and their lentils, the size of gold coins. In fact, they wrapped up and they hid away a specimen. To show a dugma, a specimen, an example for later generations, lohidia, to teach a lesson. Kama hachet goyim. Look, when Klal Yisrael is deserving of bracha, look how well things grow with a little bit of rain. But bracha generates growth, as opposed to later on when the chet, the shortcomings of Klal Yisrael, Agoyim, they bring about a diminishing of bracha. Shenemar avonuseichem hitu ela. Your averis diverted the bracha. V'chataseichem manuatev mikem, and your chatoim prevented bracha from arriving. So technically, even a small measure of rain can achieve great results if we are deserving of bracha. V'chein matzinu. Likewise, we find b'mei hurdas, in the times of hurdas, when he replaced the building of the Migdash that was built by Ezra, he renovated, he rebuilt it anew. So there was a large crew involved in rebuilding the Beis HaMikdash. And what happened? Rain would not interfere. It would rain at night, but only at night. L'macha. Next morning, nashva haruach, the wind came over, blew away the clouds, and ispazru ha'avim, dispersed the clouds, v'zarcha ha'chama, and the sun shone through, v'yatzu amalim lachtan, and all the workers went out to work, v'yadu, and now they knew clearly. This was a confirmation from Shamayim, Shemlecha Shamayim b'yadeim, that in fact Hashem is pleased in their handiwork. They're involved in Melecha Shamayim, in heavenly work. So although perhaps Hurdas himself personally was trying to promote himself, but not so the workers. They were working L'Shem Shamayim. And they got confirmation from Hashem via this beautiful weather. The Gemara now will pretty much repeat the story we had in the Mishnah regarding Choni Ma'agal with perhaps some additional details. Tanu Rabbanan, Pamachas. It so happens that one time, Yotzorev Ador, most of Adar was already past. Yerushalmi says it was Chaf Adar. V'lo Yordu Geshamim, there was no rain in sight. Sholchu l'Choni Ma'agal. He sent Choni a message. His Spalel v'Yordu Geshamim, please daven for rain. His Spalel v'lo Yordu Geshamim. He davened and there was no rain in sight. Explain to Yerushalmi, you know why? Because you may recall in the Mishnah, the story began with Choni responding by saying, look, bring in those clay ovens. Bring them indoor because soon it's going to rain. So he expressed a confidence, perhaps an overconfidence in his power, in the power of tefillah to bring about rain, which the Yerushalmi says was slightly inappropriate. And therefore he was not zoicha to get a response right away. You know, it's really a contradiction to the concept of tefillah, which is really, in essence, an act of you're expressing subservience, expressing reliance on Hashem. Just the opposite. It's not in your control. That's the point of tefillah. It's up to you, Hashem. You know best. You have the power. You're the source of all goodness. Now, to expect results, that in essence is a straight contradiction to what you're trying to do. You're trying to express reliance, dependence. I'm not in the driver's seat. So how can you daven and expect results? We actually learned it back in different Masechta that Iyun Tefillah, and Taanis explains, Iyun Tefillah means expecting results, but Tuach Shetiskabel Tefillasai is not a good thing. It's Maskirin Avanesah Shaladam and Shemayim. They say, well, let's check out this person's Avera account. Is he really deserving of seeing results? And the point again is you daven, but you don't expect results. Tefillah, by its very essence, is complete and blind reliance on Hashem. Hashem knows what's best and will bring about the results as He sees fit. In any case, he davened and there still wasn't any rain. He spalel v'lo yardu geshamim. Og uga, he formed a circle. He drew a circle on the ground around himself. V'amad b'seicha, and positioned himself right inside that circle. K'derech she'asa Chavaka Kanavi. Just as Chavaka Kanavi did in his time, when he davened to Hashem, shenemar, al meshmarti ya'emda v'siyatzva al motzah. So the repetitive lashon in the pasuk, emda v'siyatzva, indicates that he had a little corner that he planted himself in. He said, I'm not leaving this corner until I get a response. Why dafka a circle? It says the Ben Yehuda. He was expressing as follows. We're right now experiencing harshness, midas hadin. Through my tefillah, I want to overturn it. I want to transform the midas hadin to midas harachim. That's why it's a circle. I want to bring it full circle. Turn it upside down, from din to rachmim. You see, because really, even midas hadin is an expression of chesed, Hashem's kindness. Hashem wants us to be deserving of our brach, of our schar, not just to get it as a freebie, which is not really enjoyable and satisfying. He wants us to earn it, so we're proud that it's ours. It's our accomplishment. It's personal. That's the whole point of midas hadin. To give einish, to be strict, to ensure people are in line and are deserving of the chesed that comes forth afterwards. So when you take that midas hadin full circle, what you're doing is you're really going back to the initial core, source, reason, purpose of midas hadin, which is really chesed. So you're coming around full circle and revealing the chesed, the goodness that's really inherent in midas hadin itself. So og uga, He formed a circle to bring about chesed and bracha. I once heard a beautiful word in the name of Rav Shraga Feivel Mendelowitz, the founder of Torah V'das, founder of Torah Mesorah, who the Chinuch of America is owed to. And he once explained, Uga means to create an insular environment, a corner, unaffected by outside influences. That's the whole point of a yeshiva, a koil. You're creating an environment which attracts others over to that environment without diluting or watering it down. It's like a beacon of light. It's like a fire that people are attracted to. The fire remains a fire, remains bright. And you create a circle, uga, of purity, an environment of kedusha, of devekas. And from this corner, I'm going to reach out, I'm going to be mashpia, and bring bracha to everything around me. So he made this uga, made this circle, and he's standing inside. The Amr Lefan of Rebbeinu Shalom turns to Hashem. Banecha, Sama Pnei Malai, your children turn to me. Shaniki ben Bais Lefanecha. You know what? Perhaps I'll tell you the truth. I'm not really deserving of the confidence they placed in me. But I'm like a ben Bais. They view me as a member of your household. You know, the Gemara Bracha speaks about a story where Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai's tefillah was not answered. But Rabbi Chanida ben Dosa's tefillah was answered. Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai's wife asks him, is he greater than you? Why is it that his tefillah was in skabel and not yours? Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai responds, you know what it's like? The difference between a minister and a servant. A minister is perhaps more prominent than a servant. He stands higher, a man of more importance, but he has to make an appointment to see the king. He can't just barge in. That's me. I'm a minister by Hashem. I can't just get in. Whereas Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa is like an eved. You know, the janitor just can come in and out, clean out the garbage, doesn't need to make an appointment. Just opens the door, walks right in. So, Chas v'Shalom, not a janitor, but Chanina ben Dosa was like an eved, more like a member of the household. Who had a personal, close-knit relationship with him. It's not a show of chashivas necessarily, but it's more accessible to him than the minister is. So he says, look, Hashem, I know I'm not worthy, but they consider me like a ben Bais. They're relying on me to bring in their petition to you. Nishbani b'shimcha gadol, I'm swearing in your great name, Sheni zaz mikan, I'm not going to leave the circle. Achet rachmal banecha, until you have rachmanas on your children. His chilu v'shamim menatfen. It started drizzling. Amr loy talmidav, his talmidav turned to him, Rebbe, ro'i nuchav loy namas, we were zeichet to see you. We don't want to die from hunger, from thirst. Make sure we don't die. We want to stay with you. It seems to us the only reason why it started raining, this little drizzle bit, was to address your shvuah, to allow you to leave the circle. But really, it wasn't meant for our benefit. What do we have from a bit of drizzle? So he turned back to Hashem. Amar lokach sha'alti. It's not what I had in mind. Rather, enough rain to fill up all the water pits and reservoirs. Yordu bezav. Started raining really strong. Achakol tipa v'tipa. Kimuloi pichavis. Every drop was the size of the opening of a barrel. That's how big their raindrops were. V'shiru chacham estimated. She'ein tipa pchusa milug. There wasn't a drop smaller than a lug. Pretty big amount. Amruloi talmidav. Once again, his talmidav turned to him. Rebbe, ro'inucha v'loi nomus. We're with you. We want to be with you. We don't want to die. Make sure that we don't get flooded and killed from this rain. It appears to us that this rain is going to kill the world, going to bring destruction. Once again, Chayni turns to Hashem. It's not what I had in mind. Please, balanced rain, goodwill rain, rain of favor, of bracha. Started raining properly. But Yerushalayim started getting flooded. Yerushalayim, of course, is the low-lying area, as opposed to Har Bayis, which is highland. So everybody left their homes in Yerushalayim, and they escaped to highland, high ground, Har Bayis. Once again, they come running to Chayni. Rebbe, just as you daven that it should rain, his spalal v'yechol daven that it should stop. He turns to them, no, sorry, I can't do that. I have a Kabbalah as follows. We never complain when there's too much good. Rain by its essence is bracha. Don't complain when it's too much. But you can't handle it, right? Okay, even so, I'm really not supposed to, but I'll do it. Bring me a cow that I can bring as a korban toida to Hashem. Marshal explains, why is it that we're not mispalel al reiv ha'tova? We don't complain because it looks like kafri toiv, like he's being ungrateful. So what does Chayni tell them? In order to avoid that impression of appearing ungrateful, bring me a par hoida. What does this do? Because when I bring a korban toida, I'm expressing our full appreciation and gratitude to Hashem, and indicating that even though we want rain to stop, but we're still grateful. They brought him an animal. He put his hands on it. And he said to Hashem, Amcha Yisrael, your nation, they took out of Mitzrayim. They can't stand. They can withstand. Not when there's too much good. When there's too much bad. In the midbar, when you were angry at them when they did Averis, they couldn't withstand that. When he gave them good things, for instance, this love overwhelmed them. They couldn't withstand. It should be your will, Hashem, the rain should stop. And the world should experience relief. Immediately, the wind started blowing, and the clouds dispersed, the sun was shining. Everybody went out to the field, and they gathered together kamena pitris, mushrooms. Rashi says this was an indication. Now they knew that the whole rain experience was really bracha. Look, it produced instant mushrooms. Shimon ben Shatach. So Shimon ben Shatach was the Av Bezin, some say he was the Nasi, sent Chayni Ma'agla a message. He was displeased with this whole interaction with Hashem, demanding this rain and that rain. If not for the fact that you are Adam Gadol Chayni, I would put you on the Cherem. Rashi says, Shemenadin al-Kovid Harav, to protect the covet of Hashem. Number one. Number two, listen to this. Suppose these were years of drought, like in the time of Eliyahu Navi, which was during the time of Achav. What happened there? Hashem empowered Eliyahu, gave him the keys to rain. And Eliyahu promised a shvur in the name of Hashem, there won't be rain. Right? Now, suppose Klal Yisrael was experiencing this type of experience now. That there's a shvur out there that there won't be rain. And then you go ahead and make a shvur in the opposite direction. I swear I'm not leaving the circle until it rains. Somebody's going to be making a shvur shav. Somebody's promise will be false. Either you or him. Don't you see that Hashem's name will become mischalel, profane through you? Meaning, you shouldn't be presenting ultimatums with a shvur. You never know what's at stake. You never know what's on the other side of the fence. What should I do to you? I can't do anything to you. I see that you have pull with Hashem. Mischate is a lesson of begging and bugging. You present your requests, and Hashem fulfills your requests. Like a child who bugs his father, and he fulfills his requests. For instance, he tells his father, Abba, bathe me in hot water. Takes him there. Rinse me with cold. Take me swimming. He takes him there as well. Hand me some nuts, shkedim, almonds, afarsikim, his fruits, verimonim, pomegranates. He gives him. He fills his wishes. So I'm not going to start with you. And actually, the following pasuk is perfect description on your situation. Yismach avicha v'imecha v'sogel yoledetecha. Some explain avicha is Hashem, imecha is Klal Yisrael, and v'sogel yoledetecha. The ones who bore you, your parents, father and mother, are full of joy and nachas, having raised such a chash of a son, who can bring such immediate results through his tefillah with Hashem. Taner Rabbanan, ma shalchu b'nei lishkas hagazis l'chonei ma'agal. What message was sent to chonei ma'agal from the Sanhedrin in lishkas hagazis? It seems that they were actually pretty pleased with the results that happened. This is a sequence of psukim in Iyov. V'sigzar oimer v'yakim lach v'al drochecha noga or. And they apply these psukim to chonei ma'agal and to what he accomplished. V'tigzar oimer means you are geyser, ata gezartim lamata, you decree down here, and Hashem listens to you. V'akadosh baruch hu mekayim ma'amarcha malamala. Hashem fulfilled your word from upstairs. V'tigzar oimer down here. V'yakim lach, Hashem filled your request. The pasuk continues, V'al drochecha noga or. What does that mean? You brought light to the world. Der shaya afel, a generation which was darkened. Rashi says, Mereiv tsar. Shlo yodu geshamim. You're in a state of darkness and despair. Hey artu b'tfilosecha, you lightened up through your tefillah, you brought rain. Next pasuk continues, Ki yishpilu v'atoimer geva v'shach einayim yeshia. What does this mean? Der shayeshafel, a der which was lowly and downtrodden. Higbata b'tfilosecha, you lifted it through your tefillah. So ki yishpiloi, it was shafel, v'atoimer geva lashon magbia, you lifted it through your tefillah. V'shach einayim yeshia means der sheshach v'avoina, der which was bent over through its averis. Hishata b'tfilosecha, you brought Yeshua through your tefillah. Next pasuk is Yemalet inoki v'nimlat b'barkapecha. What does this mean? Der shelo yoya noki, a der which was not unclean. Chatoim milatata b'tfilasecha, you saved it through your tefillah. V'nimlat b'barkapecha means milatata v'masi yadecha brurin, you brought salvation through the actions of your clean hands. Explains the Maharsha, we find 5 different steps here, 5 drashos, and they correspond to the 5 accomplishments of chonei ma'agal. We have der shaya ofel, it was a dark time. Hey arta b'tfilosecha, you brought light through your tefillah. That's when it started drizzling. Then we have der shaya shafel, higbata, you lifted them through your tefillah. He took it from a drizzle to an abundance of rain, but it was too much. It was too strong. You saved them through your tefillah. Then they were flooded. They had to run up to the Harabais. He brought about the stoppage of rain. And then finally he brought that carbon. With your hands, Habrunim. Continues the Gemara. Rabbi Yehuda called Yom Shloshei Tzadik. Throughout chonei ma'agal's entire lifetime, he was distressed about the pshat in this pasuk. Shir ha'malis b'shav Hashemes shivas tzion hayinu kochalmim. When Klal Yisrael returns to Eretz Yisrael, they'll look back at the 70 years of Golus Bavel. It's going to appear like a dream. That's not reality. Real life is back in Eretz Yisrael, back in Yerushalayim, at the Beis Hamikdash, doing all those mitzvahs. The years in Bavel, despite the fact that it was really a long stretch of history, 70 full years, that wasn't reality. That's not life the way it's really meant to be lived. It's just a means to get us to do tshuva, to bring us einish kapara, to allow us to go back and experience life the way it's meant to be lived in Eretz Yisrael. So the pasuk compares it to a dream. Asks Chayni, Omar, Mika denayim shivin shnin mechelma? Do you ever find a person sleeping and dreaming for 70 years? How can you say such a long stretch of history? That's just a dream, it's not reality. Yom echad, one day it so happens to be, Hava ozl b'urcha, Chayni ma'agal was traveling along the road. Chazil Gavri notices his fellow David Nota Charub was planting a carob tree. Amal, he asks him, Ayat kama shnin toin. How long does it take for this carob tree to get its first batch of fruit? Armalei, the planter tells him, At Shivin Shnin, it takes 70 years. Armalei, Chayni asks him, Pshitalach, the Chayas Shivin Shnin, are you sure you're going to live for 70 years to enjoy the fruit of your labor? Armalei, he says, look, I'm just contributing to society. Hi Gava, this fellow, meaning himself, Alma Becharuva Ashkechte. I found a world full of carob trees, which were planted by our predecessors. So I took from society, I want to contribute back to society. Just as our forefathers planted, my fathers planted for me, Shasli Nami Lebroi, I'll plant for my children as well. Yosef Kokorach Rifta. So Chayini sat down, was having his bread, was having his lunch. Asale Shinsa, suddenly, he was gripped by a drowsiness. Nim, and he fell asleep. Ahadrele Mishonisa, Hashem made a nest, and around him formed this rock. He was totally surrounded and out of sight. Ichsi me'ena. He was hidden from sight. V'nayim shivin shnin. And he slept for a full 70 years. Kikam, when he woke up, Chazi, he noticed, Lau Gavra, this fellow, Lahava Kamalakat, V'nayim, picking the carob from this carob tree. Amalei, he asks him, Atu Deshatal, say, tell me something. Are you the one who planted this tree? Amalei says, actually not. Barbrian, I'm his grandson. Amalei Chayni figures, Shmamina. Apparently, the Naimi Shivin Shnin, I slept a full 70 years, from planting to picking. In fact, Chazal Achamri, he took a look at his donkey there. Isyali delay Ramachi Ramachi. He had many offspring, whole family. Wow. It's been 70 long years. Azla Basi, he came back home. Amalu, he asks his family, Bered de Chayni Ma'agal Mikayim? What happened to the son of Chayni Ma'agal? Is he around? Amalei, they tell him, oh, too late. He passed away. Berei Lessa, his son, is no longer with us. But Barberei Issa, his grandson's around. Amalu, he tells them, Ano Chayni Ma'agal, I'm the missing grandfather. William knew, they didn't believe him. Okay, Azal Beis HaMedrash. So he tried his luck, he went to the Beis Medrash. Shamin al-Rabbanon, he overhears the Rabbanon there speaking as follows. The Ka'amri, they're saying in the year in Shmatz, and today our learning is so clear to us, just like during the years of Chayni Ma'agal, when things were so clear and crisp. You have a Ayel Beis Medrash, when Chayni Ma'agal, the great Talmud Chacham, would come into the Beis Medrash, everything would get clear. Kol Kushi the Havalu Rabbanon, every Kashi Rabbanon had, Hava Mefarklu, he would answer it. Amar Lewis, he turns to him and he says, guess what? I'm the author. I don't know, I am Chayni Ma'agal. William knew. They didn't believe him. And they didn't accord him the proper respect. They didn't relate to him properly. Chalash data. He felt very bad. Boy rachmi umeis. He davened, and he passed away. Amar Rava Hainu Damar Inshi. This explains. This supports the popular saying, Oy chavrusa. Either you have a good chavrusa to interact with, to keep you company, who relates to you with respect, who you can gain from together, oy misusa or death. Being alone, lonely, it's as good as death. Asks the Maharsha, why couldn't they just test him? They didn't believe him. Sit him down, give him a test. Are you really Chayni Ma'agal? Are you really Shed Talmud Chacham? Let's see. Says Rabbi Chaim Shmulevitz, beautiful vart, he says, even if he turned out to be smart, he turned out to be the real Chayni Ma'agal, they still did not relate to him properly. Why? He was from a previous generation. Says Rabbi Chaim Shmulevitz, every dur, Hashem appoints leaders that relate to that specific generation. They speak their language, they understand their mortality. They walk the walk, talk the talk. They understand the nisyonis. They appreciate what the tzibur is going through. And they're learning as well. Every dur, he says, has a different way of understanding. A slightly different way of comprehending the Torah. So although he really was Chayni Ma'agal, the great Chayni Ma'agal, legendary Talmud Chacham, but he didn't feel that he was going to have the same influence here. They weren't really relating to him as they used to. They didn't appreciate what he has to say. His insights didn't speak to them the way it spoke to the generation previously. So that was Cholosh. He felt bad. He wasn't going to be able to use his koiches properly. They weren't relating to him with the proper kavod and be makabel from him properly. And that was the Chalash Daita. They say that the Bezin Shamala, that judges a person after Meva Eshem, is comprised of Dayanim. Who are the Dayanim? Dayanim are the Gdolim of that generation. Because only they truly understand the difficulties we go through, the nisyonos that we face, the hardships that we experience. It's something that previous generations can't fathom. No understanding at all. So Hashem appoints only Gedolim of that generation, of that Dor, who understand, who appreciate, who live through the same experiences as we did. And they can offer proper judgment. It's an interesting chiddush from Chaim Shmulevitz. The pasuk says, "You're going to go to the." We had this in Rosh Hashanah. You're going to go to the shofet asher yeh b'yom ha'mehem. Every dor, Gemara says, every dor has a shofet, has a leader. Yiftach b'doiroi, kishmol b'doiroi. Right. So the leader has to reflect the nature, the mentality of the dor. Continues the Gemara. Abba Chilkia bar b'rei dechoni ma'agal hav. Abba Chilkia, that was his name. He was the son of the son. So he's a grandson of Choni Ma'agal. And apparently it ran in the family, this ability to bring about rain. When the world was in need of rain, the Rabban would send a message to Abba Chilkia, and he would daven v'asa mitzvah would rain. It so happens one time it's tarich amal mitzvah. There was a rain shortage. Shad Rabban Zuga. The Rabban sent a pair of chachamim to him, rachmi, to daven, to nesi mitra, to bring rain. Ozlo basically, they came to his house. He wasn't home, he was at the business. Ozlo b'dabra, they went out to the field, and they find him there. Dava kurafik b'dabra, they see he's digging the land. Yehavuli shlama, they greeted him. He wasn't responding with a gracious greeting. Perhaps just a quick lechem shalom as he was working, but he didn't stop to give them their personal attention. Something a bit strange, right? But Panya, towards evening, when he was done working, so he turned to leave. Kavamanket tzibi. So he grabbed hold of the bundle of wood. Dorot tzivi. He loaded up the wood, umar and his shovel, b'chad kaspa, on one of his shoulders, uglima, on the cloak, b'chad katpa, on the other shoulder. A bit strange again. Why wouldn't he use the glima as a sort of a mat, a cushion, to protect himself on the wood? So he did things which appeared to be pretty weird and strange. The Gemara will address these things soon. Kula urcha. What else? Throughout the whole journey home, loisai masani, he wasn't wearing his shoes. He was walking barefoot. Kimate lamai. When it came to water, he decided to put on his shoes. Siya masani, puts on his shoes. Strange. Kimate lehizmi v'higi. When he gets to the thorns and the thistles, dalinu l'mani, he slightly lifted his robe, so it doesn't get caught onto the thorns. Kimata l'matza, when he came to the city, navka dvisu lapei, kimikashta, his own wife comes out to greet him all dressed up. Kimata l'beisa, when he comes home, alas dvisu b'rish, his wife goes in first. V'hadar ayil iu, then he goes in. V'hadar ayil rabbanon, the rabbanon follow. Yosef v'karach rifta. He sat down to have his bread. He didn't turn to Rabbanon and invite them to the meal. Tu kruchu, come, join me. He didn't say that. Okay, next. Palag riftali nuki. Came time to distribute the bread to the kids. Likashisha, once again something strange. So the older kid, Chada, he gave one loaf. The young kid, he gave 2 rolls. Pretty strange. It should have been the other way around. Amlu dvisu. He turns to his wife quietly. He says, look, Yadana, I know full and well the Rabbanon Moshe Mitra Ka'asu. You know why the Chacham arrived here? They want me to ask for rain. Let's do it quietly, so that they don't realize. Let's go up to the next floor, up to the roof. And we'll daven. Perhaps the Maratzak HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem will be willing, v'yesi mitra, bring rain. And we won't have to take credit. So quickly they went up, they climbed up to the roof. He positioned himself in one corner, and her in the other corner, 2 opposite corners like we have in the Chumash by Yitzchak and Rivka. They started davening. And bingo, results right there. Kadim Saluk Anani. So the clouds quickly started coming, Mehach Zavisa Didvisu, from his wife's side. So first the clouds came from the wife's side of the building, and then only on his side. So apparently it was due to her zechus that there was going to be rain. Kinachis. Okay, when he came back down, he turned to his guest, finally. Amrlu, he tells them, Amay Yosef Rabbanan, what's the occasion? What do I owe the honor to? Amrlu, they turned to him, Shadrilan Rabbanan, the Chacham sent us Legabe Demar to you, Limaboy Rachman Mitra, to ask, to daven for rain. Amrlu, he turns to them, Baruch HaMaka, Baruch Hashem, Shloi Hitzrich Etzchem Lich Abachelkia, that you don't have to come on to me. So he avoided taking the credit. Some say that it wasn't really a sheker because it wasn't to his credit, it was to his wife's credit. Amrulais, they turned to him, look, please don't play any games. Yadina, we know full and well, the mitra machmas mara the asa, it's only raining because of you. Okay, that's clear. We don't have to ask about that. But we have other questions to ask you. Some strange things we saw. Could you explain them to us? Ella, rather, leimalan mar, please, could you explain to us, hani mila de tmialan? All those interesting, strange things we noticed. Let's go down the list. Number one, my time mar shlama. Why is that when we greeted you with a nice shalom aleichem, loy azber ma'ape? You didn't respond in kind. Amar he says, look, I'll tell you the truth. I'm a laborer. I'm an employee. I can't just stop. I'm a day worker. I figured, loy afagar. I can't just slacken off. Dini mamanis, I'm not allowed to. Okay, number one. Number two, umay time adora mar sibi achad kaspe. Why, when it came to loading up the wood, you put the wood on one shoulder, uglim achad kaspe, and the cloak on the other. Amalu, he tells them, Tala shula haisa. Look, it wasn't mine. It was a borrowed beged. I can't damage it. Lachi shali. I borrowed it to wear it. Lachi shali, but not to put wood on it and get it damaged. So he was careful with his time, with his money. My time Why is it that throughout the whole way home you weren't wearing shoes? When you got to water, which can ruin shoes, that's when you decide to put on your shoes. Amalu, he tells them, simple. Kula urcha chazina. When I'm walking, I see where I'm going. I don't need shoes. But my like a chazina, water, I don't know what's going on. A fish, a snake. I need to have shoes. So he was extra careful with other people's money and with his own money as well. He was a big tzaddik. Every second counted. He worked for a living. He needed livelihood, but he wasn't going to waste a second. He wasn't going to waste a drop of resources. If he can save his shoes, wear them another year. Betel Torah. You know, the Chafetz Chaim once came into a house. He says, all this wallpaper. He says, look at all these Blätter Gemara on the walls. You know, his son, right? Chafetz Chaim's son lived with him in Radin. They did the Mishnah Berurah together. And apparently, his son's wife, you know, Chafetz Chaim's daughter-in-law, was big into shoes. So Chafetz Chaim once came to the house and he saw the extra pairs of shoes. I mean, mind you, we're not talking about 200 pairs of shoes. We had 2.5 pairs of shoes over there. Chafetz Chaim was all upset. He says, extra shoes, his Bittul Torah, you know, every money is time. You know, Chanan Wasserman, when he came to visit, he was in America a couple of years for the yeshiva in Branovich. So he redid the phrase. In America, they used to always say, time is money. Don't waste my time. Every minute I can make $1 million. He switched it around. He said, the real way is, money is time. Because money can bring you time. The more money a person has, then he can sit down and learn. So saving money is really saving time, is really generating Torah. So look, I don't want to wear out my shoes. The longer I wear them, the less I have to work, the more I can learn. Okay, next question they asked. My time makimati marli hizbi vehiki. Why is it when you got to the thorns, dalina lamana, you lifted your clothing? And you allowed your skin to get scratched. What's more important? Your body or your clothing? Amalu, he tells them, look, I have to be economical. Every minute counts. Zeh mala arucha. Skin gets scraped. Mala arucha forms a scab, it heals eventually. V'zeh, but clothing, it gets damaged for good. Eina mala arucha. My time akimata mar lamasa. Why is it when you came back to town, nafka dvisu the mar kimakashti, your wife comes out all dressed up? What's that all about? Amalu, he tells them, to avoid temptation. So that I'm not drawn to another woman. Okay, my time ma'ayla. Why is it that she goes in first? And then you went in behind her. Abasra. And afterwards, only afterwards us. Really, ideally, a man is supposed to walk in front of the woman. Why did you reverse it? He tells them, I'll tell you the truth. You seem like fine gentlemen, but I didn't do a full background check on you. It's not clear to me if you're ksherim, Rashi says, or prutzim. I don't want to take chances and leave my wife out with you. It's inappropriate. So therefore, she went in first, and then we followed. My time, why is it when you sat down to eat, you didn't invite us to the meal? What's that about? He says, look, I don't have much bread. I figured, why should I offer you an empty offer, which I know I can't really fulfill? I'm not going to have the Rabbanan grateful for receiving an offer when I know I can't really follow through. That's not erlich, that's gnevas das. So if I can't give, I'm not going to offer. My time Yav Mar Yunuka Kshisha Chada. Why is it that you gave your older child, Yunuka Kshisha, one roll? Chada Rifta, Ulazutra, and the younger one, tray. He got two. Shouldn't it be in the reverse? Amalu tells him, look, Hi Kaiba Base, the older one spends his days at home. He learns with me, he works with me. So he has access to food all the time. He's not that hungry. But the younger one is sitting in the base of Knesset with the Rebbe. He's hungry when he comes home. Therefore, he gets two. Why is it that the first clouds came from that corner, the Havas Kaim, where your wife was standing? Your wife. The day it came before your clouds. So he says, look, my wife has greater schusim than I. A woman is at home, and the aniyim come, and she gives them tzedakah, and v'yava riftilani, she gives them what? She gives them bread, which is umakav and yasa, which bring immediate benefit. The ani can enjoy it right away. So that's a greater mitzvah than what I do. V'ana yahiv nazuzi. When the aniyim greet me in the shul or in the field, I can't give them bread. I don't have that there. I give them money. So although it's a mitzvah, but it's not the same level as bread. They don't have immediate benefit. V'len mekavan and yasa doesn't have immediate hana. They have to take it and buy with it. So her zchus is great. Inami, another reason. Hanu beryoni. There were these violent people that have a b'shivus, and I lived in our neighborhood. Ano boyirach midilmusu. I davened to Hashem they should die. V'hi boyirach and she davened to the hadar b'tiyufta. They should do sheshuva. Hashem should inspire them to do sheshuva, to find their way back. The hadra indeed, her tefillos were accepted. Did sheshuva. So the fact that she had compassion over this beryoni. I wanted them dead, and she davened. No, Hashem bring them back. And in fact, that's what happened. So she generated greater schusim than me, and therefore the rains came on her account. Chanan, that was his name, Chanan HaNechba. Chanan, the one that used to hide. He was a humble man, he always hid from the limelight. Bar Barta, he was the son of the daughter, the Chanim Agal Hav. So once again, a grandson runs in the family. When the world needed rain, have a meshadri rabbanon yunuki to be Rab. Rabbanon would send little kids from the cheder to him. They would grab onto the bottom of his robe and tell him, Abba, Abba, Tati, Tati, havla mitra, give us some rain. Rashi says, to soften his heart, to rouse emotions. That's why they sent these kids, to get him into the mode of tefillah. Amr lefanov, so he turns to Hashem HaKadosh Baruch. Amr lefanei HaKadosh Baruch. Ribono shel olam. Aseh b'shvil elu. Please do bring rain on account of these little kids. They don't know the difference. They're coming to me instead of you. She'en makirin. They don't differentiate between Abba, between a father, the Yav Mitra, that can give rain like you, Hashem. La'Abba, to a father, the Yav Mitra, who can't give rain. So they're coming to me, they think I'm going to give them the rain. Really, you're the one. I'm turning it to you. Please, Hashem, listen to their pleas. Why was he called Chanan, the hider? He would hide in the Beis HaKisei. Rashi says when they would, Farshim say, when they looked for him, he should daven for them, he would disappear. He didn't think of himself as worthy for the task. Some actually say it's a mistake in the Girsa, because he used to say Beis Hei Kuf, which was really Beis HaKnesses, meaning that when he was asked to daven, he would hide in a private place, not to be seen by all, and that's where he would daven to bring about rain. Amalei Reb Zrikal Reb Safra. Tachazi, come take a look. Ma bein. Look at the difference between Tkifi, the Arad Yisrael, those Tzaddikim in Eretz Yisrael, who appear to be tough and rigid. They had that reputation in Eretz Yisrael. But really they're greater, they're higher in stature, greater in Madrega than the L'Chasidei Bavel, than those in Bavel who are known for their piety and their Chasidus. So even though in Eretz Yisrael they're more takif, they appear more rigid and harsh, but their Madrega is higher. Chasid the Bavel, who are considered Chasid the Bavel, for instance, Rav Huna, Rav Chizda, look what they used to do. Kavamat, Tzrich Amal Mitra, when there was a need for rain, Amr, they would tell each other, Nichlev, let's get together, Hadadi, V'nibay Rachmi, we'll daven together. So they announced their intentions, they didn't keep it quiet. Efsha the Mirtzek of the Shborchu, the Esi Mitra, perhaps Hashem will acquiesce to bring rain. So here we see that they weren't trying to hide it, they weren't being as modest as the people in Yisrael, as we're going to see soon. And in fact, we see that they needed each other. Each one alone didn't have the koyach to bring rain. It was only through teamwork. As opposed to Takif, the Arad Yisrael, those tough ones in Yisrael, Kugan Rabbi Yehuda, who was the father of Avod Rabbi Mani, Kavimatz Drich Amal Mitra. When they needed rain, Hava Ayla Beis, Rabbi Yehuda would come home. V'Amal would tell his family, see, he needed some sack cloth to put on himself when he davened. But he concealed his plans. He didn't want to tell them what he was doing. He would say, Havli Gavalki, could you give me some sack? I have to go to the marketplace. Ve'ezel, I'm going to go va'aiseli, and I'll buy bezuzah, ibur is grain, a zuz worth of grain. So he pretended to go to the marketplace. And he took his sacks with him. When he went outside, Ozel, he would go v'koi beduchta amichta, and go to a deeper place. T'chsiv, as the pasuk says, Makim, Krusich Hashem, I called out to you from the depths. He would go into a hidden, concealed place where nobody saw him. Cover himself with sackcloth. So even one alone can bring rain. So you see, he was modest. In a way more than the Chasidei Bavel. And here you go. He had more power. Even one individual can bring rain. When he went back home, Amrli, they asked him, where's the goods that you bought? I see Maribur, did you bring anything to eat, any grain? Amalu, he tells him, look, I saw it started to rain. I figured, let me wait for the price to drop. I figured, Hoyel Vasamitra. Since it's about to rain, Hashta Ravach Alma. Certainly now the prices are going to go down. Let's wait until the price corrects itself. Some Farshim say he wasn't really speaking a sheker when he said, I'm going to the marketplace, because he had both in mind, both options in mind. If he can bring rain, I'll come back without anything. But if he's not successful in bringing rain, of course, he'll go and buy some food. Vesu was another story involving his son, Rabbi Yehuda's son, Rabbi Brei. Rabbi, the son of Rabbi Yehuda, had the following experience. The household of the Nasi were giving him a hard time for whatever reason. So he went and he thrust himself onto the kever of his father, Rabbi Yehuda, big tzaddik. Amalei tells his father, Abba, Tati, Hani mitzarli. Look, these people are giving me a hard time. Okay. So what happened? It so happens that one day, the members of the Nasi's household were galloping by that area, on top of the cave where Rabbi Yehuda was buried. Inkut kara the susvasayu. The legs of their susim, of their horses, got stuck in place. They weren't going anywhere. Ad kabilu alayu. Then they figured, they put two and two together. It must be because of what we're doing to Rabbi Yehuda's son. They decided right then and there, ad kabilu alayu, they committed themselves to loikam mitzarli. They're no longer going to give him a hard time, and off they went. There was a story involving Reb David Feinstein. Reb Moshe Feinstein's father was a rav in Russia, in Uzda. The minhag was that they would allow the rav of the town to have sole monopoly on the yeast business. This way he had livelihood, had parnasa, and there was not meant to be any competition. Right? So the rav would sell yeast in town and nobody else. One day, a guy decides, you know what, he's going to take on the rav. He's going to create a competing business. He's going to sell yeast as well. Okay. He's galloping along one day, and suddenly his horse stands still. Pulls out his whip. He's whipping away. Nothing doing. He's totally exasperated. Turns around, and lo and behold, where's he stuck? Where's he standing? Right near Reb David Feinstein's home. This guy at least had the sense to put two and two together. He says, oh, it must be because of the competing business I opened. Right then and there, he decided he's going to drop the yeast business, and sure enough, his horse was on his way. There's another story involving Rab Mani, right, the son of Rabbi Yehuda. Havashchich kamei Rabbi Yitzchak ben Eliashiv. He was a Talmud. He would frequent Rabbi Yitzchak ben Eliashiv. Armalei, he complained to Rabbi Yitzchak ben Eliashiv, Atire, the rich fellows, the Beichami, the wealthy ones in my in-laws' home, come at Sarli. They're taunting me, give me a hard time. Oh, you're killing a man, coming to the business. Amar, Sir Rabbi Eliashiv says, Lianu, you know what? Let them lose their wealth. Lianu, in fact, that's what happened. They got poor. Amar, so now Rab Mani tells Rabbi Yitzchak, Kadakuli, now they're giving me a hard time. They're asking me to support them. Omar, so Rabbi Yitzchak ben Eliashiv says, if so, liatru, you should get wealthy again. Liatru. They got wealthy again. Omar, he told Rabbi Yitzchak further. He complained, Loi mekabli alai inshi besi. Rashi says, Ein ishti mikubelas alai she'ena yafa. My wife is not attractive. It's hard for me. Omar lei, so he responded, Mashma, what's her name? Chana? Okay, Tisyapi Chana. Chana should become pretty. And Tisyapis, and that's what happened. Omar Leis, he told him again, well now, I have trouble again. Komegandru alai. What does that mean, says Rashi? Misgadelas alai mtuch gavus yafya. She's all haughty and boastful, and I lost respect in her eyes. Because she's yafi, and she's all pretty, she's all proud of herself, and she doesn't relate to me with proper respect. Omar Leis, so he responded, okay, Yach, if that's the case, Tachser Chana l'shachrisa. Chana should go back to her shachridus, which literally means blackness, but means she should lose her prettiness. And in fact, that's what happened. Chana went back, l'shachrisa. Okay? Easy does it. Hano tre talmidi, there were two talmidim, Dahavu kamei, Rabbi Yitzchak ben Eliashiv, who were talmidim Rabbi Yitzchak ben Eliashiv. Amalei, they asked him, Niboy ma rachmilan, please can you daven for us? The nichkem tuva, we should attain lots of wisdom. Should become ultra chacham, super smart. Amalu, he told them, look, imi haisa, v'shlechtia. I once had that ability, but I let go of it. I no longer have that ability to daven for these things. Now there's a Gerson Rashi which says like this, Kalema, shekibalti alei, I committed myself, shaloi l'spal al inyan shespalti kodim. I used to ask for these things, I no longer do it. Why, says Rashi, you don't want to burden Hashem. There are things that are critical. Person really needs something desperately, but extra chachma, I decided I'm no longer troubling Hashem for these things. So what did we learn today? When asati gishmeichem be'itam in its right time, in the right proportion. We learned about Chonei Ma'agal, with all those details, his circle, his 7-year nap. We learned about Abba Chilke and all his strange things which he explained. We concluded with the power of Chachamim in their tefillos and their brachos. All the best to you and Hatzlacha Rabbah.